Wednesday workshop, where we get together in the middle of the week to learn more about technology. Nowadays, especially when we listen to news in all the different ways we can listen to it, we always have the problem of saying what's right, what's wrong, what's true, what's false. You just don't know what to believe because so much there is fake news out there. Today, we're going to have a really good presentation on how to deal with knowing what's fake news and what maybe is not correct through political things. Our presenter today is Judy Taylour. She's the president of the SCV Computer Club. Judy has spent 37 years with the Santa Clarita Valley Computer Club, serving as president and championing technology education in her community. She co-facilitated Scrugs for more than 20 years, strengthening collaboration among Southern California computer clubs. She's also dedicated 23 years to the Southwest Technology Conference as a co-chair and chair, overseeing registration, speakers, publicity, and volunteer coordination. Her passion for education is evident in her 20 plus years of teaching adult technology classes through her local high school district. Committed to lifelong learning, Judy shares her knowledge and resources through presentations for APCUG Speakers Bureau. She also serves as the APCUG Regional Advisor, supporting clubs across multiple regions with leadership guidance, resources, and program development. She's a member of the Los Angeles FBI Seniors Scams Working Group and serves on the Pierce College Computer Applications and Technologies Advisory Committee, helping shape curriculum and hardware decisions. So I'm going to turn things over to Judy because she's going to be sharing with us about how to know what's what and what to listen to. And again, if you have questions, send those to Bill, please. Judy.
Thank you. Spotting fake news and political ads. We're going to take a look at how to distinguish true from false political content. And as I put this together, I thought it's interesting when I am researching whether something is a scam or not, because I've received an email from somebody saying, could you please look this up? I find that many of us probably already are doing a lot of this, but as it relates to technology. And we just, are focusing our energy at this particular point in time in a different political direction. So here we are. We're going to be smart seniors and spotting the truth. We need to be informed, be kind, and just like Al said, we need to be smart online. And it rolls right over to the political arena. So 68% of adults say fabricated news causes confusion about basic facts. They're just not quite sure what is correct. 6 times faster, we know how fast something spreads on social media. And we need to stop and smell the roses totally and check everything out before we forward it to anybody. Even if your best friend sends you something or your favorite relative, doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And $78 billion was spent on political digital advertising in the 2024 election cycle, and there is no telling how much more is going to be spent this year. So there's misinformation, false or inaccurate. Somebody puts it out there and they're trying to deceive us. Spread through social media, real life interactions. You're at a meeting and somebody says, I heard blah, 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 and they just misunderstood something. But everybody in the meeting might take it as true because, hey, it's the president of our organization. They know what they're doing. Not necessarily so. Disinformation, the ever popular fake news, deliberately untrue, it's misleading, it's spread to get us going in the wrong direction. They want to manipulate us. This is expanding because of our new friend or not friend, artificial intelligence. And audio, photos, video, everything these days can be spoofed, just like phone numbers can be spoofed. The new kid on the block is malinformation, new type of deceptive information online. It's true, but it's deliberately spread because they want to cause harm or inflict negative consequences on somebody, something, whatever has happened. They want to damage reputations and provoke unrest. We had a new person running for the House of Representatives where I live, and one of the last PAC ads by the opposition claimed he was a pedophile. And since the candidate had lots of money, he immediately put two ads together with his family, with his kids, with his friends, saying that's the most ridiculous thing they had ever heard in their entire life. If he had been a grassroots candidate without money, the last the public would have heard was the wrong comment that he's a pedophile. So this is the kind of stuff you're looking for these days. So who's targeted? Oh, darn. We're older adults, so they target us more. Doggone it. They know we vote. We voted for a gazillion years, and, that's just something that we do. And algorithms say more political content to users who engage with emotionally charged posts. Again, watch your social media. Who do you listen to? Your favorite broadcaster? Are they biased? Are they going into your biases? Look for ads. They look like trusted news sources that we have dealt with forever. But again, that word spoofed. And they don't want us to know that it's manipulation phrase, not a sign of truth. It's not really the true scoop. So, what's at stake? Our vote. Misinformation about when, where, or how to vote suppresses turnout. Gee, we used to vote over there, but hey, there's an article. You can't vote there anymore. It's closed down. Not. It's really open. But, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to drive 30 miles now to vote. Not really. So we need to do our homework. We need to make sure that whatever is being talked about is straight scoop, not fake quotes, distorted facts. You believe, but you believe, and you make sure when you are sharing something that it is real. And our peace of mind, we worry about this. My gosh, look, one of my daughter's mother-in-laws, we say, we are so old. We were supposed to be having a really great time, in our oldness at this particular point in time. And with all this political nonsense that's going on, it is not fun. And misinformation spreads through trusted social circles. You don't need to be on social media. You can be at a club meeting and all of a sudden, somebody spouts something and you're thinking, I really don't think that's true, but. So what are the warning signs? Make sure you're looking for at the bottom of an ad you might see on TV, paid for by. I've always done this. I'm just, I tell people my youngest brother was a homicide detective for his entire career in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And what he did just kind of rubbed off on me. So I do research and I'm very cognizant of at the bottom of ads, who's paying for this? And if there's some organizations in there that I don't agree with, then that triggers my thought about, is that something I want to vote for or whatever? We get fearful, we get angry, we get urgent. Claims that it's too, the same old, too good to be true. And there's no credible source to confirm it. You look for it and it's standalone. Ads that appear to know, like Al talked about, everybody knows about us, your personal information, and vague calls to action. And you're going, yeah, but what do I do? What do they stand for? And you can't find out. So look for official sponsors. Take time. It's very difficult these days because every time, I don't know where it is where you live, I'm in California, but you'll get a litany list of who's sponsoring that ad. And it's, and you got to be really quick to read who it is. And the next time the ad comes up, there'll be a different group. But that's one of the ways, like I said, you can see, do you agree with those organizations? And you can check with the Federal Election Commission, fec.gov, to find out whether the sponsor is real and it's an actual registered sponsor. Straight scoop. Search the same claim on multiple reputable news sites. Just don't choose one and have it be your be all end all. You can go so far as to check the ads message with the candidate's webpage. What do they talk about? What are they for? Is that what the ad is for or not? Reverse image search photos. I've never done that before, but that sounds like interesting. And say to yourself, does this ad really explain something? Or does it just seem fake? Yes or no? So this is the visual. Your lip movements don't match the audio. Watch the mouth carefully. If it's out of sync, it's robotic, it's suspicious. Somebody's put this together that have really no clue what they're doing. Blurry edges around the face or hair. Again, it's a deep fake that with AI, they're getting much better, but look for ghosting or flickering around the head. Strange blinking or facial expressions, or not blinking, just staring. We're supposed to be blinking when we're using the computer, but we don't really realize we're doing that. But if somebody is looking at you with their eyes wide open and they don't blink at all, there's something wrong. It might be a deep fake ad. Different skin tones, light or dark, those are changing. Red flags. Audio that sounds spliced or mismatched, robotic cadence. You're listening to it and you're thinking, this is really weird. It doesn't make sense because I've heard this person talk before, and that's not really what they sound like. And unrecognized accounts. You have not got one clue about who has posted this video. Do your research, check it out. The comments are turned off. I had something the other day, and I usually don't comment, but I really wanted to comment. Then I noticed there were no comments. Comments had been turned off. And I thought, isn't that interesting? You would have think they wanted some feedback, but I guess not. So I took what I was looking at with a grain of salt and look for the original source or the candidate said blah, 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 blah. Check it out and see if the candidate really did that. I read something in our local newspaper and he said such and so had said this comment, and it was kind of a nasty comment. And I did my research, and no, neither of the senator or the House of Representatives person had made that comment. But it was in a letter to the editor, and everybody that doesn't take the time to research that is going to think that is straight scoop. So, all caps, we know about all caps. All caps is rude. All caps is shouting. But they're saying this is a bombshell, we're exposing it. You go, oh my gosh, let me read that really quick. Or there's no author. Or it's got this really strange byline that makes absolutely no sense. Uh, we're not getting so much poor grammar because AI can fix all that. If they use Grammarly, they can fix that too. But still, stuff does have, they just look sloppy. And if the website, we know about this too, we know to look for the entire URL and make sure we get the last two extra letters that might be after com or net or org. We already know how to do that. The experts say, friends, experts, no links, no documentation. How can you check it out? I'd say that is just, forget about that, reading that. There's no date. You don't know if it came out for the 2024 election, the 2020 election, or whatever. It's not necessarily breaking news in real. And only one source reports it. You cannot find it anyplace else. Well, then treat it with caution because for some reason, nobody else has picked it up. And is it just us? We already believe that, so by golly, it's got to be true. Read it extra critically. We might not have the be-all, end-all thoughts about everything. So, what do? Verify first. Take the time. Just like when you're, forwarding something from in your social media account. Before you forward something on, make sure that you have vetted it and you're not spreading something falsely about social media. The same thing with the political stuff. Paste a line from the video or whatever into Google or DuckDuckGo, whatever your search engine is. And if it's real and it's important, you're going to find multiple outlets listed. And if you don't, go, don't think I'll pass that on or really think it's true. Where was it originally posted? You can use InVid or search upload history to find the original because sometimes really old videos are reshared with, and they're not quite true. Who posted it? A new account? No followers? No profile history? Check the account's other posts. I have a friend, a dear friend in the Inland Empire, 2 counties east of LA, and she sends me the weirdest Instagram stuff, and I actually cannot believe what the people post there, and it is also phony, and she believes it, and I don't say anything to her about it, but so much of it, it just doesn't make sense. And she thinks I'll be interested in that. And I read it and go, you got to be kidding. And then I delete it. So check if trusted outlets have reported it. AP, Reuters, BBC. If they haven't reported a shocking political video, ask yourself, why not? Maybe it's phony. Ask who benefits if I believe this and tell 13 other people. Is it designed to make me angry or afraid about a specific person or group? If this is true, I would never vote for those people if they paid me to. This is ridiculous. That might be the wrong attitude to take. So, look for spoofed election websites. They look like real ones, but again, check out that URL. They have been put together by somebody. It could be a PAC. We don't know, created to spread disinformation. Oh, look, they want our money. maybe I should donate something to them because I believe what they're saying. Before you ever do that, do your due diligence. And as we all know, when you are on social media, do not ever click through to anything else. And in this day and age, it'll be election websites or something political. Get your sources someplace other than social media. So the election scammers, they have, they want to suppress how we participate in the democratic process. They're big into malinformation about, again, polling locations. If somebody, publicized the fact that the box where I dropped my ballot in the local park is gone, am I going to check that out? I really am. I'm going to drive up there just for grins to make sure that what I read on Nextdoor about it not being there, it's really not there. I'm not going to trust what I read. I'm going to check it out. And again, if you find something suspicious, report it to the election authorities, local, state, or the feds. Use social media to get potential voters to think they can vote through a linked website. We go, oh, how could anybody believe that? Or they can text message or phone to steal your personal information. That's true, but you can't vote unless you do by mail or you go in person or you drop your ballot in where I live, a box that they pick up every single night and take down to the county location where the ballots are counted. They pose on online volunteers or representatives of political parties. They have absolutely nothing to do with it. And oh, by the way, would you please like to make a donation? And they would love, as is so many other things, manipulating to provide your sensitive details. They want as much information from you as you can possibly give them. And you are not going to do that. If you need to register, you are going to find out where you actually go to register. You're not going to do it on your phone or click through from a website or whatever. Robocall and phone scams. This is what I'm starting to give now with my new number. It's been relatively quiet because really nobody knows, so to speak, this number exists. And you cannot register over the phone. You know the numbers can be spoofed. We already know that. And they can say, we're officially from the blah, blah, blah organization. Trust and verify. Verify. Are you really? Can I call you back, please? They can spread misinformation, intimidate us, and again, the big old false information that you may or may not. And oh, there it goes. They want money for their campaign. Be very careful about how you donate money. Uh, we need to learn to avoid election scams. We need to take the time, just like if we have been scammed ourselves, we need to report any suspected election-related activity, and we need to spread the word to others about voting scams. We're the tech people. We already know about scams. This is just rolled over to voting now. So we can talk to our friends, we can talk to our neighbors, we can talk to our relatives. And there's the number if you want to file a report online with the DOJ Civil Rights Division voting section. Again, it's like if your ID is stolen, you have a form that you can fill out. If you've been involved in other scams, now it's evolved over. You can do the same thing if somebody tries to scam you regarding voting, state, local, or the feds. Fact check. Here are different places where you can go to check your facts. And look right here. How many of us have used that for years to check to make sure something that has been posted on social media is true scoop or not? And image and video, there's that InVid that I mentioned before. But the item that was in the newspaper, I checked in Snopes or Snoops, I've never known how to pronounce that first, because that's where I always go. And then I went to the AP fact check. They both said, never heard of it. And Snopes said that. And AP said that quote is not true. And it was quite a, quote that would get you riled up. But these are places where you can go and check to make sure very quickly if something is correct and true. So it's called the SIFT method. I love it. Stop before you share or believe a claim. We know that. We know that if we're on social media, we are not supposed to just automatically forward something, even if we've gotten it from our best friend or favorite relative. We need to stop and smell the roses. Investigate the source. I've already been doing that, but regarding tech things. I don't know about checking Wikipedia, but everywhere I look, Wikipedia was there, and anybody can actually put stuff on Wikipedia if they want to. I mean, back in the day, David Williams said, "Would you please update APCUG's information on Wikipedia?" I did it. Wikipedia didn't know who I was, but I put in the new benefits information and stuff like that. But take time, investigate the source just to make sure. Look for other sources reporting the same story. Again, if only one source reports it, if nobody else is picking up the information, that's a red flag. And find the original source of a quote. When somebody says, this is a really neat piece of software, you should download it. I research the heck out of it. I find out where it's located. I find out whether they have brick and mortar, if it's a store. I've gotten some really good deals at this store. I've been doing research like this for ever and a day, just because that's just my personality and I do that. And you need to do that with the political arena, just like you may or may have been doing before. So before you share it, here's your checklist. Can I find it on 2+ credible independent news outlets, just to be sure? Does the headline match what the article actually says? Again, in local newspaper, they had an article about something happened, and here was this blaring, blasting headline that had absolutely nothing to do with the article. Absolutely blew my mind. Hometown newspaper. Is the author there? Is there a date? Yes, this did happen 3 days ago or yesterday. No date. Hey, maybe it happened 5 years ago. We need to be sure. And are there sources? This is where we found out the information. And, if it's a missing person, you got your cop shops and places like this. With your political, you need to have where the sources are coming from. Did I take the time? A little bit of time to check out the claim like I did. I mean, I just couldn't believe what this letter to the editor said. Now, everybody's going to believe that because they probably didn't do their research and find out it wasn't true scoop. So we know that. Not a copycat domain. There's no extra letters from a foreign country at the end of .com or net or org. Make sure you look for a paid for by disclosure. Like I said, you really have to be fast on TV because those things flash on and then flash off. If there's nothing, well, we have a millionaire that's running for governor in California and he's paid for all his ads. So you know for sure when he has an ad, he's the one who's paying for it. And they're starting to blast him, the opposing folks, and all their names are on the ads that are anti his candidacy. Have you searched to confirm the video is not out of context? There's not somebody staring at you, any of those clues that we talked about before. And am I sharing this because it's true, Or is it just because that's the way I see it? And I might be walking to my own music and, people think I'm crazy or whatever. But make sure, just like in social media, just a regular something that somebody has posted up there, is it true before you pass it on? So, pausing, searching, comparing. No special needs, special needs. We don't need to be tech experts. We just need to take, I love this, the old journalism trick. Do we remember who, what, when, where, and why, and how? Ask yourself those questions if you are reading it or you are hearing it. Do any of them seem thin or, that's really not true? Is the information trying to get you to act fast or make you feel outraged? We get emails. If you don't pay your bill now, we're going to stop your service. This is the same kind of thing. They're trying to manipulate us. And we're all biased one way or the other, but we need to be honest with ourselves and say, I might be biased that way. We have one child in the family who walks to her own political music, and the rest of us are all thinking a different way. And we don't talk about politics, and we don't understand why she does that. And she doesn't understand why the rest of us are doing what we do. So check out your biases and the people you deal with. Be skeptical. Please, you're not being, cynicism. It's just critical skill to be skeptical. Is that really true? How did that happen? It just sounds, again, too good to be true. If you click on this link, we're going to give you $1 million. If you find the W in the C of M's, you are a genius. Be skeptical about anything like that in our tech life and the political world. Unknown blogs, new social media accounts, unverified posts, I would not give them the time of day. And again, social media is the new playground for everybody, and verify it independently. We should be doing that already. So for us, if it's a political comment, it's no big deal. We verify it automatically. And if we do that before we share anything, even in just our regular lives, we're protecting our family, our friends, and our community from manipulation, which is way cool. I always tell people, we're the techie people. We've talked about this at our tech club meetings for years about security and what we can share and what we shouldn't click on. It just boils right over to the political arena right now. Many of us are already doing this in our tech life. So before you share anything, be the first line of defense and do your due diligence for sure. So, an informed citizen is democracy's best defense. So, pause, stop and smell the roses, verify before you share. Question, is that, that is too good to be true? Is that really true? I'm going to check it out to make sure. And we're going to check the source because we're going to protect our vote, our voice, and we're going to have great peace of mind doing that. We are doing our research and we're helping other people by doing our research and maybe stop forwarding something that was really questionable and we found out wasn't true. And here we are. Pause, check the facts, don't be fooled, and look for the clues. My brother's name is Dick, and I say I put Dickie's detective hat on and off I go. Just take a few minutes and check the sources, if not anything else. And I am finished.
Very informative. Very colorful too.
And did you see that you already are probably doing a lot of that?
I try at some, maybe not enough.
So you just have it in a new arena now. And it's no big deal. It doesn't take you any more time. And then after this is all over with, we can stop thinking about this. So Andy Kerrigan has his hand up.
Give me a second here.
And I only have one comment.
After me. Hi, Bill. Go ahead.
Mary said, I found the easiest way to check if the news is real or fake is to ask AI, such as Gemini, Copilot, Chat, GPC, etc. That was the only comment I got.
Okay, Andy Kerrigan, you're on.
Okay. Great presentation, Judy. The one thing that I use, in addition to a lot of the things you were talking about, on both Linux and Windows, I have a good OCR capture. I don't even know what they call it. A lot of the misinformation is in graphics, and I have very, very fat fingers. My typing sucks. That's a technical term.
Yes, it is.
So there's one package that I use on Linux. It also runs on Windows, but I use another one on Windows called NormCap, NORMCAP. And what you can do is, it's like a screen capture, but it does the OCR. So now you can capture what's on the screen, it does the OCR, and you can paste that into your search bar.
Very good. And you will send me that information in an email?
Sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.
Louise, you're on. Unmute yourself, please, lower left-hand corner. There you go.
I believe you said that when you see a political ad and it says paid for by or whoever this ad is by, are we to believe that that ad is correct?
No, you have to just yourself.
Oh.
Like I say, I've always done this, and I don't know how it is in the rest of the states, but in California, everybody has to be listed that is paying for the ad. And you have to be really quick. It's too bad you can't do a screen share, but I guess I could sit there with my phone and take a picture of it. And every once in a while, something will pop up and I'll think, oh, that organization completely thinks totally opposite from how I do. And so the sources that are putting their money in there, and this is something relatively new, it's hard to capture, but try as you can. And they're the ones that have put their money out. They are PACs, they are personal organizations, unions, whatever. And they are paying. It's like our millionaire that's running. There's only one name. He's paying for everything himself.
Thank you, Judy.
Joel.
And of course, the name they put at the bottom is sometimes the name of a pack that is deliberately named to misrepresent what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just what name they're officially registered under.
Yep. But you do your research. We had a grassroots candidate that one of my daughters and I knew quite well. And she'd been in the education arena where both of us are, or well, she's got 5 more Mondays before she's retiring. I'm not old enough to have a child that has finished her teaching career in high school. But anyway, and she didn't have money for ads. And there were 2 PACs from this unknown person, but he was a fighter pilot, so people liked him. It's like being one of the news talking heads that has absolutely nothing to do with being in a political office. And they would say these horrible things. We knew from experience, because we live here, that they were absolutely false. She had no way to push back, which was really unfortunate, because she had come from the state and was running for the House of Representatives. And it was really unfortunate. And every time one of those ads came up, the PACs were listed. I would send them an email to whoever's name was on it, and I would say, you know, your mother's not very happy the way you're spreading lies in this election. It didn't do any good, but it made me feel better. And it was unfortunate. And she didn't win. She lost by 600 votes. And so there's, that kind of stuff happens when you're a grassroots candidate. You don't have money to fight back with the PACs. So do we have any other questions or comments? John, I get my breakfast early.
Look, it looks that way. But, the slides were very specific about here's what you do, what you do, what you do. And so, and unfortunately, or fortunately, you've got plenty of time because politics and elections go on all year. So know what you're saying and know what you're sharing and all of that.
And could I comment, something that I got a comment from one of the gals who belongs to this seniors group in San Diego. We have something in California now called DROP, which is a really dumb name. And it is written into law as of January 1st. And the state of California has identified 500 brokers that sell our information. And from January to August, I mean, we can fill out our profiles anytime, but they're doing a thing that we fill out a profile with our names and blah, blah, blah. And we submit it. And as of August 1st, they need to take the information and identify if they are selling our information. And if they are, they have to stop. And if they don't, they're going to be heavily fined. And which is way cool. California might be expensive to live, and our gas prices might be close to $6 a gallon. But we have tremendous internet website security, and this is just another one of the things. And I would hope that every state would eventually get something like this as he talked about malware bytes and 150. This is 500. And if they can't find us, they have to let us know, and we send them more information, but they are required to act on it. So they are going to be quite busy starting August 1st. Over to you, John.
Okay, thanks so much for everybody attending today. It was a great session for April.